Buyer's remorse.
Hello, and welcome to Buyer's Remorse. I'm Darren.
I'm Justin.
On Buyer's Remorse, we pick a game for each other to play for an hour that's already in our libraries. We've been kind of avoiding because it's probably a bit garbage. Or maybe it's good. Sometimes, rarely, they're good.
Yeah, he changed it because I was rolling my eyes at him. You're always trying to say that, but we have a ridiculous amount of games, so it's just a matter of time.
It is a matter of time. And yeah, we just buy too many of these garbage bundles, man. And these freebies that just keep on hitting the store page. Like, oh, it's free. It's got cards. Bingo. And then I get to regret that later. So, what gem did I pick for you from the Itch Racial Equality Bundle?
Dungeons and Lesbians.
Sounds good.
This was, as you said, it was in that bundle, so it's from Itch. So I'm using the information that was given to us on the Itch page. In this, it says, instead of developer, it says author.
Okay.
So author, Noe Buddies. Genre, visual novel.
Ah, okay. It's one of those.
Yes. It is from July of 2018. It is made with, I guess, a program called RenPy or RenP. It's REN''PY. Normally, this game would be $4 on its own. We got the whole 1,700 asset bundle for like $5, I think. So, yeah, that's where we are.
I just picked this because of the name. Yeah, I just picked this game out of a hat. I was making a list of all the games in that bundle so that I could find them easier, and that one just popped up, and I was like, oh well, sounds good.
That list, by the way, available on our Filling in the Gaps group Steam page. What did you put it under? The announcements, I think?
Yep.
Just a bit easier to sort through than the way it is on Itch.
59 pages of Itch pages. Which is good if you know what you're looking for, because you can search by title, you can search by genre, but this is just like one Word document where
you can look at it all in one go.
And you don't have to go online, you can save it to your desktop, which is what I do, and I'll have a look through it every once in a while and see, like, oh, that looks good. Done.
I know when I was looking at possible games we could use for podcasts from the bundle, I was going through page by page, and it was kind of laborious.
Tedious, yeah.
It's just not designed for a 59-page bundle. I don't think that anybody was prepared for what it became.
And it exists. I put it up on the Reddit page for this bundle. They have an actual Reddit for this bundle, and so you can find it on Reddit as well.
I will warn you before we get into my actual description of the game. It is a visual novel. It is rather short, so spoilers ahead. I mean, story is all you've got in this one. It isn't really much of a game. It's more visual novel. And you can play it the first time in about half an hour and then much faster the second time and third time. So I actually played it through. I think I got all 3 endings. There might be a 4th. I'm not sure. But I got 3 endings in an hour. So
wow, okay.
As I talk about it, I'm probably going to have to give at least a few things away because otherwise there wouldn't be anything else to talk about. So before I do get into that, though, just be aware this is called Dungeons and Lesbians. So it is a game that is, I guess, LGBTQ plus friendly. And it's all about story, but like I said, it is going to be short. So just be aware of that. Okay, with that, let's get into the actual game. It is a game where you start off as, well, they show you what your character looks like, and then they have you choose a name for your character, which it can fill into the text sections later.
Okay, yeah.
And you choose your pronouns. You're either them, they, or she, her.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells you for sure that you're either going to choose kind of non-binary or female.
Right.
There was no possibility of being him, his. As far as the actual game, like, it's going to start off, most of your text, they've chosen a piece of notebook paper as the background for it, but you're always just looking at the top part of the notebook paper.
Right.
So it doesn't take up the whole screen. You have, outside of you, there are 4 different characters. You start in the middle of an RPG campaign, and everything is kind of happening in-game. You're right at what would normally be the end of a session, but for them it's like the end of part 1 of a full day marathon of playing, I guess. So
okay.
You know you're at the final boss. It basically hints you're at the final boss. there's an evil sorcerer, and you are a bard, and you have a weapon that is a dank guitar.
Okay.
As you're going through, you have to choose. There's a paladin who's ready to kill the sorcerer. A hunter is also in your group. The hunter actually wants to kill the group, so you have to choose to attack the sorcerer or attack the hunter.
Okay.
And so you do actually get that choice. Here's the thing, though. Kind of issue with the game. Doesn't affect anything, really.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Choices don't really matter. There's only one choice that actually matters. And it's so blatantly obvious.
And is that what nets you the 3 different endings? Kind
Yes.
of the same. So it's Mass Effect 3 all over again.
But only an hour.
Yeah.
You will have characters once you leave the game. It's break time. Lena is there. She's the GM and she owns the house. Gwen was the hunter and she's kind of an irritating, annoying character. But I guess on purpose. Rafe is very tall, and for some reason they drew her with very red knees. I don't know why they did that. And then there's a guy called Jim, or Jimothy.
Okay.
There are some bits of humor that do work in the game.
Well, that already works for me.
He's just kind of in the background, but he will keep injecting himself into the game later on. I think you would like him.
Right.
I think you would like him very much. You, during this break time, have a choice to small talk with each of the characters to see who you want to spend your break time with. You can actually, one nice thing is, you can actually spend break time with each of the 3 characters. Jim doesn't really do anything. He's very cold and kind of emotionless, and you say, hi, what are you doing? Watching TV. And that's kind of like the end of the conversation. He doesn't really have much to add. But you can meet each of the other 3 characters and find out that each one, it kind of leads to a mystery of some sort. Okay. So with Rafe, she wants to do some sort of practical joke. Jim stops us and says, Rafe, if you do anything, I'm going to tell everyone about your past. So she has a mystery. Lena is very sweet and she's making sandwiches for everybody. And she says, oh, please put the milk in the refrigerator because if not, the milk babies will die. So you have an internal monologue of going, I thought she was really smart, but this milk babies thing is really dumb. Mystery of Lena. And Gwen is looking at something on her phone and you don't get to see it. So she's got a mystery. So all of them have a mystery. You're going to go back in the game. There's kind of a funny, but also at times stupid bit that goes on here. Mm-hmm. There is a part where you get to roll dice. And because I played through the multiple stories, I know that it gives you a different number for each roll. But 3 out of 3 of my rolls were successes. So I'm not sure if they're always a success.
Right.
Or if just random luck that I somehow have better luck in this game than I ever would rolling in real life. But it's this whole court scene, which is kind of funny. You killed the sorcerer, but he was evil. But it's still murder, so you still have to go to jail. And I did appreciate that. I thought that did kind of work well. So there's a lot of, for a short story, for what's going on, it's okay. But then comes the next break time. Lena wants to go to the store to get some drinks for everybody. And there's this whole joke about, I forget what it was. It was like Pepsi Zero or something.
Okay.
But you're going to choose who do you want to talk to.
Okay.
And this is the obvious choice of whoever I talk to is the one I'm going to end up with.
Right.
And that's pretty much what the game is. You do get to find out the answer to their mystery. You do get to talk to them after, because whoever you talk to at this point is also who you're going to talk to after the game is finished and everybody's going home. And with all of them, again, major spoiler, you end up kissing them. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of end of story. We're going to go on a date and you get one picture of you and that person together. It's okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is what it is, but it is a visual novel. It is a choose your own adventure where you have one real choice.
Right.
There's only one choice that really matters. And there seems to be, at least as far as the way I played, no lose condition. Visual novel, okay. Game, not so much.
Right.
And that's pretty much it. Like, I don't want to give away all the endings, but obviously I have, because kissing is, I guess, the ultimate part there. It's decently written. I would say that the writing for the actual game is much better than the writing for the itch store page.
Okay.
I found some of that to be a bit jarring, and it wouldn't appeal to me, but the game itself was decent. The game is $4 on its own, which is kind of a lot. We typically, on Buyer's Remorse, say an hour for $1.
Right.
But $4 for half an hour seems like a lot. I will say this, though, on the comments below on the store page, most people seem to have pretty positive things going for it. I think a lot of people like visual novels, and we'll come back to it.
Thing, yeah.
I think the thing is they may come back to it, right? They may like it. It's cute. It's short. They may come back to it whenever they feel like it. I've done it once. I've done it 3 endings now. I don't know that I would ever go back to it. Visual novels are not my thing typically, unless there's something special about them.
Yeah, me too. I've played a couple. The Mind's Eclipse. Have you ever played that?
No.
It's a visual novel, but there's a lot of puzzle bits to it, and like you can navigate and move around. It was really good, but it's not. It's only on itch now. It was on Steam, but they removed it for some reason. But yeah, visual novel's not my strong suit. I mean, the reason I picked this game was because I thought it was going to be something insensitive and that would be good to discuss. But it sounds like they've done it really tastefully, and it's...
I think it's giving presentation of these kind of issues in a positive light, and that's good. And so I'm all for that. Just at $4 for half an hour does seem like...
That's where I take offense. So what tags would you give it then? Visual novel, I guess, but...
That would be the first one. So visual novel, LGBTQ+, and comedy, I guess. There's really not much else as far as game-wise. So there were parts that I kind of giggled at, and that's as much as I guess I could expect, really.
Would you say that I should give it a shot then? I mean, it's short, so maybe I could get through it.
It's short. You also already own it.
Yeah.
So probably. But I would probably wait until you've forgotten this discussion so that you don't remember everything. I do think you'll have a few laughs at some of the stuff that Timothy says and does.
Right.
But otherwise, I wouldn't rush out to play it, but at some point, sure, you already have it.
Yeah. So, confirmation or remorse?
Especially for what we got it for.
Yeah.
Consider we got it in that huge bundle. It was a fun little half-hour experience. I think, personally, I probably would have played it once and done. Right. I don't think I really would have jumped through. I will say this, though. On second playthroughs, it tells you if you hit the control button, you'll skip through a bunch of dialogue very, very quickly, which is why I was able to do all 3 in an hour. They've thought that through. It's not bad. You get to see the endings, but the endings are all kind of one note.
Right.
And because you can't, at least as far as I found, there's no lose condition, it takes away what could be at least a small game element to it. So would I play it again? Probably not. Is it a confirmation? For what I paid for it, definitely confirmation.
Buyer's confirmation.
What game did I choose for you?
Zombie Driver HD. Okay. So
first off, is it HD? Is it really high def? Or does the HD stand for something else?
The mayor is trapped in his limousine. Go and help him out. I was just crashing into everything, man. Everything. Especially because when you press tab to bring up the map, and the map covers most of the screen, but you're still moving. It is basically, it's like mission 6. Like every day there's a different mission. All the information that you need for that level, but it flashes up on the screen for like 1.2 seconds, and then it disappears.
All this and more in the next episode of Buyer's Remorse.